Hey guys, today we have the brand new Xiaomi Redmi 2. That's the successor of the very popular Redmi 1S that came out almost 2 years ago. That time, that handset used to cost 6,000 rupees and it used to sell like hot cakes. This one is slightly thinner, slightly slimmer at places, also much smaller, visibly smaller than the Redmi 1S, but with the same screen and some of the updated specs. It comes 1,000 more expensive, so this one actually costs 7,000 rupees, which is just over 100 US dollars. However, this is not available in the US market yet. This will go on sale starting March 24th on flipkart.com. Now, once you open the box, on top you'll find the phone, and immediately below that you will find the manuals and warranty cards and stuff. And once you open that particular manual, you would find the usual Xiaomi accessories, which meaning there is no earphones again. You have the wall charger, the USB cable, and that's about it. So that's the Redmi 2, you can see there. So even on the first look, you'll immediately notice the much slimmer and smaller device than the Redmi 1S. It's now actually visibly smaller, even the bezels are thinner and it's slimmer at places also. The Redmi 1S now look much more bulkier. However, the one thing that I like about this one, the Redmi 2, is that it still retains the 4.7-inch IPS screen, same as the Redmi 1S, but they actually managed to build the bezels thinner. Apart from the 4.7-inch HD IPS screen, you also have the earpieces on top of that, and then you have the 2MP front camera. Below you have the typical Xiaomi shortcut keys, all the usual ports and buttons. You have a micro USB port, mouthpieces and power buttons, volume rockers, 3.5mm jacks and all those stuffs. Behind it comes with an 8MP autofocus camera that can record in full HD. Oh, by the way, the front camera can record HD, that is 720p videos. It's accompanied by an LED flash. You will get to see a secondary noise cancelling mic and the speaker grill, and then the Mi branding there. It's plastic, has a very matte finish on the back. We have the white model. In fact, right now Xiaomi lists only the white model in the Indian side, but outside you get some other colorful models as well. The back is removable. It's pretty thick plastic back cover. Inside you have the 2200 mAh battery, and you also have two SIMs, two micro SIMs. Both of them now support LTE, which is another very good thing. Spec wise, this guy is powered by a Snapdragon 410 chipset, which is a 64-bit chipset. Now remember, the 410 chipset come in many variants. You get a 32-bit variant also and a 64-bit variant also, and then you also have different clock speed. This one is 64-bit version, but it's the least clock speed. CPU 1.2 gig quad core, comes with an Adreno 306 GPU. This particular version, the 7001, only has 1 GB of RAM and that 8 GB internal storage that I talked about. But Xiaomi also promised a limited edition coming later. That's probably not gonna start selling on the 24th. It will come later, which will have 2 GB RAM and then 16 GB of internal memory, and rest of all pretty much is expected to stay same. So that's about the hardware, the build quality and all. We definitely like this much better than the Redmi 1 and 1S, and also it actually looks quite premium at 7,000 and looks much better than some of the other very close competitors. All those Redmi 1S users have still been asking for MIUI 6 update on the Redmi 1S, but Xiaomi's been postponing that forever now. However, for those ones who are buying the Redmi 2, know that MIUI 6 comes out of the box with this little thing. Now MIUI 6 first came with the Mi 4 in India, and Redmi 2 is the second device which comes with MIUI 6 out of the box. But remember one thing, that MIUI 6 is still based on KitKat. It's based on KitKat 4.4.4. So this guy is still powered by Android KitKat and does not have Lollipop. Some of the competitors at almost the same price has lollipop built in. Now we'll talk about that when we do the comparison thing and all. But for now, you have MIUI 6, which is the latest MIUI as far as Indian market is concerned, but you do not have the latest Android version. With MIUI 6 comes lots of enhancement, but most of all, it has become much lighter, and you can say more stable and much faster than MIUI 5. It's more fluidic and has more transparent edges around the icons and around all the animations and stuff. The animations are pleasing. Everything comes up. I mean, they did not hurry up the animations. They come up at a set speed, which is something that I really like. There are also some additional tip of getting the most out of the MIUI 6. You might want to watch the dedicated video we made of MIUI 6 tips and tricks on the Mi 4. It still does not have any dedicated app drawer. You have all the apps right over there, like the iPhones. You have an app deck there where it accommodates 4 icons, and notification comes in, which is slightly more translucent now. And then now the menu key, actually that's one of the biggest changes. Xiaomi now made the menu key more like a recent app key, and then inside any app you'll find the menu key on the top right corner if applicable. However, there's a trick in the settings. If you can go and make the menu key or the recent app key in MIUI 6 to have both these functions, so that whenever you single tap it, it will show you the recent apps, but when you long hold it, then it will show you the menu. So that's a neat trick up its sleeve. So you have the usual Google apps, not all, but generally you have the Play Store, and you have Gmails and Play Music and all those stuffs, Google Plus and all. You also have lots of MIUI in-house apps and tools. You have starting from a memory cleaner and security apps. You have Mi account and updaters, compass, scanner, recorders and whatnot. The 8MP camera, the UI is it's clean enough. You have a flash button at the bottom, and then switching between the front and the back camera on top, and then you can switch between still and video and other thing. Another feature of MIUI 6 is that it's largely gesture based. For example, in this camera UI only, you can just swipe up to have various shooting modes like panorama, HDR and stuff, and you can also swipe down to have various filters like vivid, fisheye, mono, and pretty clean UI. I really like it. The shutter is also pretty smooth and it has very good buffer. We have checked the image and video samples and they are pretty decent for the price point. Remember, the details are there, the saturation and hue is proper, and it's not overdoing much of the color palettes. However, the autofocus is not exactly tack sharp, and whenever we are we're clicking pictures under low light, we could just see the autofocus not locking on the subject that sharply as we would have wanted it to be. However, it's still good for the price point. Remember, that does not mean the autofocus is bad or something. It's just that under low light, because the sensor is pretty small, so under low light it kind of just struggles to give you that tack sharp autofocus. Under low light, again, the detail also drops drastically then when you click a picture under enough light, but still it retains a decent amount of detail. But if you crop it at 100%, then you'll see all noise and everything. The videos are sharp, good. There is no fuzziness whatsoever. Saturation and hue are again proper, but they're slightly softer towards the edges. Still, I would say it's a very, very decent camera, the 8MP one. The 2MP front camera, well, is it's good, it's decent. But then, as expected from a 2MP camera, it lacks details, particularly if you're video calling in a room where you have the light source only at one places, so you would see a lot of dark faces here and there. The music output is, well, pretty decent. It's not the loudest, but then it has that proper amount of bass and treble. The voice outputs or the mid-range is also good. Let's say when you're watching a movie, the voice outputs are really decent, the 3D surround sound. However, when we're playing a games, at times the voices used to crackle at the highest volume. But overall, the user interface is pretty smooth and it's good enough for daily life. However, if you multitask a lot, then it lags significantly at times. We did some benchmarking tests, and this guy scores below average really in a lot of those. So the 610 chipset, despite of being a new and a 64-bit processor, the 1.2 gigahertz CPU is does not really cut the ice that much, but for 7,000, I think it's still pretty decent actually. This processor and the 1 GB RAM also could not handle some of the more demanding game we generally use to test these devices. For example, we tested something like the Modern Combat 5 or Asphalt 8 or let's say some of the other Dungeon Hunter 4. So the device almost continuously lagged and skipped frame in these more demanding games. However, it kind of plays those easy games like Fruit Ninja or for example Temple Run 2 and such, and also it could play something like FIFA 15, which are, well, not that demanding, but then they are 3D rich content, so it could play those quite nicely. But when you go to the level of Nova 3s and the Modern Combat 5s and those, well, it does not really up to the task. So then, does the Redmi 2 make a case? The Redmi 1S was very popular. It was sold a lot because that time there were not many devices at that same price point. But this time it's not the same case. At 7,000, you have around 7,000, you have lots and lots of devices and very good devices. Some of the main competitors would be the Moto E 2nd generation and the Lenovo A6000, which are priced exactly the same as this and which also have almost at par or better features than this one, at times some low. So they are very close competitors. If you just go around 1 or 2K over this one, you would also find that there are other devices like the Eureka and its own Redmi Note 3G. So it has lots and lots of competition, but the main good thing that I liked about the Redmi 2 is that it's relatively easy to handle because of that not so big screen size, 4.7-inch screen, and also it looks pretty classy and it fits nicely into my hand. Some of the devices like the Moto E looks really childish to me actually. This one is very classy, and even if you're a businessman, you can actually carry this phone. Decent battery life, decent camera, decent music output. So it comes in a pretty nicely neat body, although it's not exactly top notch. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ask anything related to this phone, and we'll try to answer them all. And please subscribe to our channel for more such awesome content. And guys, we put a lot of effort in these videos. We try to research them all to be able to give you infos that are as practical and as accurate as possible. If you're wrong in somewhere, of course you can comment out there, but please help us spread the love by sharing these videos and also joining our Facebook group. I've given the link in the description. Ciao.